I'm still experimenting with how to get the Demi method, but using the products from the 3D line. This is Kaale Contour, and I have been experimenting with replacing my NV+1, my beloved NV+1 that is going to be phased out soon. Hi, my name is Lisa. For anybody that is new here, I am an esthetician and a Seint makeup artist, and I'm here to help you with your skincare and makeup needs. I still maintain that the key to the Demi method really is the brushes, and today I'm actually, instead of the shape brush, I'm going to use Kaale with the wash brush. I haven't really talked about this one very much, and this is even more feather-like coverage. So with the consistency of the 3D line, I'm hoping that this will give me even more of the Demi finish if I use this one. Actually, to clarify a little bit more, the key to the Demi method isn't only the brushes. Ideally, you would use the Demi line because the consistency is different than 3D, but I'm still trying to experiment to get as close as possible to replace the shades that are going to be phased out soon. And Kaale looks very, very close to it. So I'm hoping that, I mean, it's supposed to be a contour for very like darker skin tones. And it is very like gray, but it looks very, very similar. So I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to get started with what would traditionally be the toning step with Demi color. I am going to start with a very light layer of my main highlight. I'm using the blush and bronzer brush this time. This, you could actually get a really light buff for almost like a tinted moisturizer type of a finish. So that was my goal here. And now here is Kaale with the wash brush. And I am very impressed. This is actually working out better than Shadow did for replacing my NV+1. It's working very, very similar to it. So I actually really like this. I think this is going to make for a really good substitute, especially with this wash brush. I tried this before with the shape brush and it was a little too heavy. Definitely not the Demi method look. But with this wash brush, I think this really could be the key to my experimentation with the 3D line and trying to get the Demi method out of it. Now here, I always talk about how I love to contour my jawline with the Demi NV+1. And with this wash brush and this Kaale, I can get the same type of effect. You can see it literally looks like a shadow. And now here I am going on my under eyes. You've seen this so many times before because this is a major problem area for me. I know it is for a lot of people, a lot of my customers, and Demi color has worked very, very well for them, especially those with maturing skin like I do. This literally looks like skin. I keep saying it all the time, but I never stop being amazed by this. That's why I love to show this. And even on my eyelids here, you can see it goes on very, very thin. It almost looks like I'm buffing away the discoloration instead of actually adding product onto my skin, because Demi is totally undetectable putting it on correctly, like in light layers like this with the proper brushes. It still amazes me, even though I've been using this for over a year. I just absolutely love the finish that Demi gives to the skin, and of course the color correction. Okay, now with my wash brush, I am going to use my cedar contour, and I am just going to warm up that grayness from the Kaale a little bit. And if you can see this wash brush, the way that it's depositing onto the skin is like a Demi finish. So as I was saying before, I think the brushes are key. Demi color itself, of course, will give you the true Demi method look, but I'm really liking this wash brush. I like it better than the shape brush for this, actually. And you all know how much I love wearing the 3D and the Demi on my eyelids. Again, feather it on so lightly that it goes on airbrushed and stays put and won't crease. Now I'm doing my darkening of the light spots. I have a recent video on this, the new Demi method that Kara Brooke, the founder of Seint, has been experimenting with. Basically anything that is really dark, like dark under eye circles. If you have something that is super bright next to it, it'll inform that dark area even more and make it look even darker.
So normally I use stone for that. This time I used cedar, and because that's what I was using as my contour, and it might have been a little bit too dark, but as you can see, you only put on the littlest bit and you feather it on, and it does make such a big difference where it doesn't make the skin look pasty and too white. We're always taught to brighten everything, but sometimes that is not necessarily a good look for maturing skin, and this darkening of the light spots really, really works well. I did bronzer also just with the blush and bronzer brush, and I love how it warms everything up and again does not make the skin look pasty, which I think offsets my dark under eye circles even more. And now I just showed you Tiger Lily. That's what this is. This is a beautiful spring color, but the consistency of this Tiger Lily, it's permanent in the line now. It reminds me of Demi color. Some of our 3D, flyaways. That's one thing about the balm. You could also, it's such a multitasking product that not only as skincare and under eye before the makeup, but even as flyaways, you can see I have many of them. But anyway, getting back to Tiger Lily. So it is depositing like Demi, and I think a lot of it has to do with the wash brush, but also Tiger Lily itself is a little bit of a drier formula, more waxy. So I really like this. It looks very, very fresh and just like a light peach. And now here is my beloved neutral red. This shade I have been using as a top off for anything poking through. Usually it's a little bit of greenish, so the red will cancel out any of the greenish. And a lot of my color matches have been benefiting from this shade. This has been such a game changer for me for troubleshooting for my customers. Anytime that there is a little bit of darkness that I have been told is still coming through, this neutral red has been doing the trick for a lot of my customers and myself, as you can see. You'll definitely see the difference after this demo when I come back on and point it out. And now the multitasking balm, I'm just going to use it as a dewy highlight. Now for some spot correction, I have a couple of redness areas, hyperpigmentation from past pimples. Super fun. I'm 48. Why am I still getting pimples? But this is a hyperpigmentation area on a couple of these. One of these, I think this one is a new pimple, but this goes very fast once you know what colors you need for the different discoloration spots, and that is all determined with your color match.
Well, I think that turned out pretty well with that cola. I was wondering if that consistency, the 3D consistency would work because it is so pigmented, because this is so dark. It's supposed to be, this is the darkest contour that is in the 3D line, but very similar to that NV+1. And I can feel when I'm doing the Demi method with the Demi brushes, using the 3D instead of the actual Demi color, I kind of still feel the texture. It's hard to explain. It's almost, I don't want to say it's like a pulling sensation. It's very surface. It doesn't feel creamy. It's more waxy. I think the brushes do have a lot to do with it. Ideally, you would use the Demi line. These are still available, so if you're interested in doing the full Demi method, like the full face Demi method, I have other videos on my channel. You could check them out where I'm doing just exclusively Demi. I have one that's more recent too that I did that. And these are still available, so I can still match you to the actual Demi color itself. But I'm still experimenting to see, like this one, for instance, right here, the NR, which is the neutral red. I must have some green poking through, but I'm just always amazed at the very, very end, like how much canceling I get, and it's the most minimal amount that I have to just tap on top, and it completely takes away like the darkness of the trough. Of course, the trough is never going to go away. It's a 3D situation, but like straight on, and even just in general, like the color looks way, way better. Now that I've discovered this, I've matched quite a few people to this color, and after doing 3D and experimenting, and I'm troubleshooting with my customers, and they'll be like, there's still like a little bit of something coming through, and they'll send me a picture, and sure enough, it's always like kind of like this greenish hue coming through. It's very common. And then I get them, they pick this up, and then they're like, oh my God, that like made all the difference, and I need the teeniest bit. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like what the concoction would be to get as close to this neutral red color. It's still available though, so you could still pick it up. All right, so as always, all of my information is down below. Linktree is down there. The easiest way to get in contact with me though is through my text service number, which it will be listed like right there. It's also on my link tree. I just get those messages a lot quicker, you know, so the notifications come through a lot quicker. But if you prefer email, you could do that. That's on my link tree. My straight direct link to the color match form that you could fill out, put your selfie, your makeup-free selfie there so I can see the undertones in your skin, short questionnaire about your skin, what you're looking for in your makeup. You could do it that way too, and that will come to me through email. And of course, like and subscribe for more content, more things that I'm going to be putting out as I'm experimenting and navigating through trying to figure out what is the best way for a hybrid method. I love talking to you guys and creating this community. It's been really rewarding. It's something that I didn't expect, getting to know you all and, you know, through being my customers and even just online through comments and questions and stuff. It's really, really fun. So again, thank you for hanging out, joining me today. I will see you soon.